How you doing? How you doing? I'm Dr. Paul Dyer. Welcome to Mental Health Monday. Every Monday, I like to come to you with a little tidbit, maybe if not a whole show or a complete show, or I do it an hour and I have a guest. You can always reach me at Dr. Paul Dyer at gmail.com, or you can always catch me on any other questions on all your social media. Here's what I want to go over today. Um, I've had conversations with many people all the time, but it's really there's something that's been heavy on my presence that's surrounding me, and it's two things. One, the voices I hear, and am I doing this all by myself, and have I made a grave mistake? It seems like there's three different questions there. Let's go with voices I hear. When we talk about voices, we also talk about some type of spiritual action that's going on. It's not always just devil and good, but there's a connection. Is it the voices from the past? Are there voices from the future? Are there my own voices speaking to me? Is it my body talking to me? And it's coming into what you call a sound, that I create a sound that I can audibly hear within my own head. All those things has more to do with you. And this has a lot to do with the theme that we're going to be talking about today. It's the theme is you, the creation, the creator, your creation. You're the creator. I'll say that again. The creation, you're the creation, and you're the creator. All the things that we have gone through, will go through, and shall continue to journey through has all the presence of you. There's different stuff out there that can help you besides reading, understanding, and wisdom. Those are all true. But why and how do you blame if it's just a phase and just a station at the time? When you blame something, you hold things stagnant and you cement it into a timestamp period of forever to never change. When we talk about our emotional lives, our physical life, and our spiritual life, when you end up blaming something, you create this concrete of it never moving. That does not happen in our emotional reality, our personal reality, or our spiritual reality. Things are going on all the time and they're moving forward, the physics of life. It shall move forward with or without you. But if you're going to blame, to point the finger at yourself, then you're creating non movement in your own present mind. When you blame, you create no movement in your present mind. So, Dr. P, what happens if I believe it's my fault? Okay, even if you believe it's your fault, we've heard of the terms in forgiveness. Forgiveness means that you're allowing yourself to move forward. When you blame something, that means you're actually saying that you have all the factors and controlled all the factors that has anything ever to do with anything that created the presence. Yes, if you're going to blame yourself, you have to control all the factors, from the weather to the stars to the tides to people. That sounds ridiculous. I'm not calling you ridiculous. It sounds ridiculous. So you say, well, I'm taking personal responsibility of what I've done. Okay, I understand by taking personal responsibility of what you have done. But put that into the pie. What are you cooking? How much of this ingredient will you put into? No matter what the circumstances in, how much are you willing to put this into? Because if you put in 99.9%, which is now the space that we have in atomic structures, is 99.9, is nothing but space, but yet we have matter and we have solids. But we know scientifically that 99.9 of it is nothing but space. But yet, I can hit something and it feels solid. So, it's not 100%. So it can change. It does change. It reformats. It continues to evolve continuously. So when you blame yourself, you are solidifying no movement ever, continuous ever. And if you have children, that's going to hurt them. If you have friends, that's going to separate yourself. If you have a family, that's going to disconnect you. If you have anyone you say, use the word, the L word, the love word, the all love word. Allow it to move. It shall move. Now, if you're trying to control the love that in the direction it moves in, that's a personal problem. But allow it to move. Allow yourself to understand that you are not all of creation that creates everything, but you can recreate yourself. You can understand who you are and the part you played and allow your forgiveness so you can move forward. This has helped all of us once we know that the journey is not so much of a blame, but an understanding or a misunderstanding, an education or a miseducation, or a perception or a life that we are choosing. Take your time. If you're going to blame yourself a little bit. Okay. But then forgive yourself, right? Use the balance because physics will move. It's supposed to move. It will always move. When we hear these voices, it's speaking to you. Are you quiet enough to hear who and what and where? Who, what, and where these voices are originating from? Just because you hear voices doesn't make they're good, bad, or indifferent, but who, what, and where they're originating from. Because our genetic components compound goes back way to the beginning of time, to the beginning of what we call the beginning of man. Until we stood up, until we created our what you call central brain, when we created our forebrain, when we rose up and stood on 2 feet, it goes back to the single cell organisms, to the Big Bang, to atomic structures, from the stars to the planets, as above, so below. It goes back. So who, what, and where? We are magnificent beings. We have so much potential. We have so much potential to do so many things as a human being of this planet. And what stops us is us. What stops us is a personal discovery or lack of. So allow yourself to move forward. Allow yourself to evolve. We all are evolving. This is Mental Health Mondays. Any questions, any comments you want to do, any suggestions, please put it in the comment box below. And then click like, share, wherever you have to do. And let's keep moving forward as a humanity of people, a humanity of organisms, a humanity of 99.9% space. I love you all. Be kind, be compassionate, live, learn, and share. Thank you, and have a great night.